Hi, welcome to my series of videos on Python object-oriented programming and how we would effectively use it so that we can write better and maintainable code and avoid the beginner level mistakes and create a production level Python application. So here, just to give a brief, the issue we had earlier is that if we create classes of like this, we would have an issue if we change the type, and also we can add instance attributes out of the fly which is not intended, and it can create problems in the future. So we had a workaround with getters and setters, but then getters and setters are fine, but made our it made our code look more kind of like Java like, not a Pythonic way of doing things. So that's why we introduced the object types, so we can add them to the attributes that we would want. And we kind of did a more Pythonic way and understood the inner machinery of how Python actually can how Python actually interprets an instance attribute, and how it manipulates them with its inner machinery, and what's double underscore set and double underscore get, and what's double dunder setter. So these are magic methods. These are created for generic generic use cases. For example, even the dictionary would use these under the hood. If we say, if I showed an example in the previous video where if I say dict within square braces and the key, so that's going to use the get method, dunder get method. So likewise, there's dunder set method. So with that, actually, we were able to solve the problem of types. But now we are going to address the problem of the um, creating the instance attributes out of flight, uh, which is to which is the issue that we had here. Let's say address is spelled wrong here and equal to Norway, so this is going to create an instance attribute. Just to give a recap, you know um, so this is not supposed to be happening, but then it happens. But what if someone uses the address instead of address? So you see that here we have two variables. One is with wrong spelling, and yeah, so we are going to address this issue here. And yeah, let me fight with my interpreter. So uh, sorry, IDE. And yeah, so here, as you know from the previous video, that we had used the get and set methods to create the types of our own. Now, how would we use that same machinery, and just create the uh, just create a check in place so that we don't create extra instance attributes. So this is the way. Again, there's the setter method, that's again a magic method. We can make a check. Let's say if you are going to set a variable for an object instantiated from this class. um, if you are going to set a if you are going to set a variable for it, attribute for it, so it should be in this particular list, which is available in the initialized variable section. So these are the attributes that we initialize when we create this class. So it should be in that list, and only um, if and only uh, a particular attribute is available on this list, then we will go ahead and create one. If not, we are going to straight away throw an error, saying that no attribute is available. So this is the issue I was talking about, and this is how we address it. So let's say here I'm creating same person, same person object from this class method, and then initialize this class uh, and create an instance attribute. And then I set the age. I change the age actually from 27 to 21, and change money maybe from 1,000 to 2,000. So this would work. I expect it to be working. So no issues. Oops. Let me say, oh yeah. So that would be salary. So instead of money, so I think this I think you just saw the issue that we are trying to address here. So this is the salary. Salary is 2000. It went from 1000 to 2000. Um, but then let's say if we would want to, if we would want to change, money equal to 2000. So money is not an instance attribute. So we cannot create it out of the fly. Now you get a error saying that there is no attribute called money. Hey, don't use that. So this is how we prevent it. Actually, this is how we prevent our objects to create the instance attributes out of the fly. So let's say if I don't have this particular method, so if I do say money equal to 20,000 as such, it's going to work. So you see, there are no errors. So we don't want that to be happening. So we want to restrict that. So that's why we use the dunder setter attribute. So this is how the inner machinery of Python works. We actually interpret the dot. Let's say when you call dot, what's happening under the hood. So this is the set, dunder get, dunder set, and dunder setter attributes are the magic methods that are working under the hood to make this possible. To set an instance attribute. So here, what we are trying to do is like we are going to go a level deeper, and we are trying to work with the inner machinery of Python. Going into the magic methods themselves. And trying to add some functionality, more functionality that we would want, so that we can avoid the potential pitfalls that we talked about earlier. So this would be really useful if you are trying to create a framework, more generalized framework that um, you can use with other people that other developers are consuming. For example, this is not simple stuff. You won't be doing this, let's say, in a simple application. But when you're trying to create a web application, a massive web application, or a web application that's been used by web framework that's been used by multiple people, so you would definitely see these types of patterns. So I hope this I hope this tutorial helps you. When you're trying to read frameworks, generalized frameworks on the web. Let's say if you're going into Python's code base and trying to learn something, you would definitely see these kind of patterns. So I hope this is helpful, and uh, uh, this would give you some ideas to think about, and try to write elegant Python code maybe in future, or maybe try to interpret what the developers trying to intend here. What's their intention here, and what they're trying to do here. So yeah, uh, heavy stuff, but I hope it helps for you. Yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you with a different topic in the next one. Thanks. See ya.